Hello, this is Ninja Bob and welcome to episode number 4 of my new survival series. You know what, to be fair, it's not really new anymore, is it? We're 4 episodes in, I've got to stop calling it that. But the trouble is I still don't really have a name for this series, or at least I haven't decided on one. I've had a couple of really good suggestions actually. I think my favourite at the moment was from, I don't know how you pronounce this, Jessen? In the comments, who suggested we call it Hollow Point, which if you haven't seen the previous episodes, it won't really make any sense, but if you have, then yeah, you'll see it. I think it's quite a good name. The only trouble is it's the name of a bullet, isn't it? Which I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I don't know if I really want it associated with bullets, but I don't know, I'm not sure. But it's either that or it's The Rock or Hollow Mountain, or they're the ideas I'm sort of kicking around at the moment. You let me know what you think. We are standing on top of the rock at the start of this episode, just for a change. There's a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to show you that thing over there, which we're going to go and have a look at in a minute. That probably isn't going to be a permanent fixture, to be honest, but it's overdue. Something I wanted to do pretty much in episode 1, actually, and then I just completely forgot about it. So we're going to get to that in just a moment. But yeah, like I say, it probably won't be permanent. The other reason I'm up here is because I've got something I need to repair. Just before I started recording, I spotted a hole in my mountain, which I want to come and repair. It's over here somewhere. In fact, we'll do that last, because the other thing that I wanted to just quickly show you was over in, obviously we've got sand in pretty much every direction, except for over here, where we have this sort of... we have this strange area, actually, where it's sort of cut out in the corner of the mountain here. But then down the side here, if you look, can we see it from here? You'll see that the sort of sand and everything starts to sort of mount up the sides a little bit. It's kind of hard to see from here, but it will be perhaps around this side is more obvious. There you go. Look, you can see the sand actually starts coming up the side of the mountain. There's a lot of sand and sandstone under there. But yes, more importantly, there's dirt just down there, or grass in particular, and it's the grass I'm after, because I don't have anything silk touch, and I need to find a way of getting grass from over there to grow somewhere else. Yeah, we're going to be working on that in this episode. That is going to be pretty much what we're doing in this episode. But first, let's go and repair my mountain, because like I say, I spotted it just before I started recording, and I should have fixed it before I started, but yeah, decided I wanted to get up and over on a mountain anyway, so why not? We'll do it all in one. I've lost track of roughly where it was. I'm sure it was round this side, round the back. It was in the white section, that much I know for sure. But then there's a couple of different white layers, aren't there? So no, I've lost it. I've lost track of where it is now. Hold on. No, it's not there. It's not there. Where's the front? Let's get... I've lost all sense of direction here. Is this the front? No, this isn't the front. We're around the side here. Ah, look, there it is. There's the hole. There's the hole. Right, okay. Now, I want to fix this, but without sort of giving you a spoiler of what's gone on inside Hollow Mountain, or The Rock, or Hollow Point, or whatever it's called. So let me just quickly block that up. That's that done. Right, okay. We can get back inside now, and I can show you what we've been up to. It's only been a few days since episode 3, but I promise you, between then and now, there has been a huge amount of work gone on. Absolutely huge amount of work. I'm going to go and quickly grab that egg, because I want to try and get myself a chicken farm at some point, so eggs are going to come in useful. Let's just head over this way. I can hear zombies growling at me, but I'm going to try and ignore those. I've mostly tried to ignore the beasties, to be honest, ever since I've started this series. It's not been about that. So there is our entrance. That won't be our entrance for long. We're going to be moving that. We're going to be moving that to a hidden entrance, probably underground. I've seen a design on someone's YouTube videos of a sort of hidden floor entrance, so I'm thinking about using that to get into the mountain, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's go over and see this thing over here. It's made out of the new stone, so we've got polished diorite, polished granite, and polished andesite, and they're here because, if you may or may not know, we've started this channel fairly recently. I've obviously been around on YouTube now for a couple of years. My previous channel was up to 900 subscribers or something like that. In fact, it's still getting new subscribers every day, even though I'm not putting content on there anymore. But we moved across to this new channel, and as a way to try and get everybody over, so to let everybody know, I did a live stream on my old channel and sort of just let everybody know about the channel. And I said, anybody that was on the live stream, if they were to go straight over to the new channel and leave a comment on the first video, video being the tutorial for trophies that I did, if they left a comment on that video, I would give them a shout in my new survival series. Now we're on episode 4 and I've still not done it. I completely forgot. Now I did say it would be the first 10. To be honest, I lost track. I can't quite tell who was first, who was second, who was 9th, who was 10th, who was 11th. So basically I just picked the first dozen names I saw on that video, and they are right here. So we've got L. Luckett, Flame Rifle, Exo Basher, Forza, Ulster, KJB Studios, Mr. Coolman27, Jetchen, Neriak, Batusi the Mindslayer, Alexis, and Jack Kruger. Now, this little monument here, I do quite like it actually. I do think it looks quite nice here, but I don't really... No, I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be permanent. I'd like to come up with something a bit more permanent where there's room for other people to maybe get their names on there. I'm going to come up with some different ways for you to get a shout out in this series. Not sure. Going to kind of make that up as we go along, to be honest. But at the moment, they're the first 12 people in my world. And if I do decide to move this monument to somewhere else or do something different, you will be the first 12 names that I take with me and to start it all off. Anyway. Enough talk. The first day of Minecraft is nearly gone. The sun is going down. So let's get indoors and let me show you what's going on. So in episode 1, we spawned over there. We came over. We saw this awesome looking mountain, this giant rock. It looks a bit like Ayers Rock in Australia. I decided to dig out a little 3x3 hole inside of it and make it my home. Then in the next episode, I decided to dig it out to about 12x8 and make it a bigger home. And then in the last episode, I decided, actually, I didn't want it to be a home. I wanted to build an entire village inside here. But to make a village is going to need a lot of space. And in between episodes, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to keep my head down. So this is pretty much as it... Oh, a little sneaky look there. Little sneaky look. I want to try and take you around it. There's my portal. I had to move my portal. Not been back to the Nether since the last video. And we're probably not going to go there today either. Oh, no, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling to not show you. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's just go quick. Here we go. This is... Hollow Mountain. Yeah. Look at that. I'll tell you what, this is really cool. Let me show you this, right? If we come down here, I will explain all the different things that you can see going on. But yeah, let me just quickly show you this. Look, we go right down to this end, and we stand at the bottom here, and then we can go like this. Watch. Hello. Echo. What do you think of the mountain?
Get on with it!
Okay, fair enough. I suppose I better get on with it. Right, fair enough. But yeah, how cool is this looking? Oh, I'm so pleased with this, but I've got to tell you, there was just over there was a little pool of water in a little mini cave. About halfway down this thing, there was a little cave, and similar, there's another one just over there actually, which is it's sort of on the outside of the rock actually, but it's sort of a transition between the rock and the rest of the world. But other than that, this thing was filled. Absolutely solid, 100% solid, right down to these last 2 layers. The last 2 layers were a mix of sort of stone and granite and dirt and all that sort of stuff. The rest of it was all clay. Every single bit of it was hardened clay, orange clay, mostly hardened clay actually, but orange clay, and then all these different colours that you can see all the way through. So over here, these chests, yeah, literally chock-a-block. These first 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3. These 12 double chests are hardened clay, and then I've still had to make a bit of room for overspill. Then there's 4 chests of orange, I think. Yeah, that's orange, and it goes over here. And then we've got white, we've got red, we've got light grey, I think that is. Then there's the yellow in these ones, and then not to mention, funnily enough, I don't have that much cobblestone. I mean, I do. I have 2 double chests. But compared to, previous worlds that I've dug out, you might remember the basement from my Trophy Town world. The amount of cobblestone I had from that was ludicrous. But there's not actually that much cobblestone. But that's because, like I say, it's really only the bottom 2 layers of this thing were cobblestone. So the other things that you can see, obviously, that's the mine shaft. You might remember that from the previous episode. The entrance for that was all the way up here. But I obviously had to move it because I moved. So, yeah, that's still the entrance. That goes right down to our strip mine. And I have done some strip mining. I needed to be honest, because you won't believe how many pickaxes I've gone through. I did try to keep count at one point, but it really was an insane number of pickaxes that I've gone through digging this thing out. And I have had Anfield Angel in the game helping me out, hence why there's 2 beds. We did do some diamond pickaxes as well, and we tried doing a bit of enchanting. We didn't have that many books, so we couldn't get great enchantments. But I'll tell you what, the new enchantment system is awesome. It is so cool. I don't know if you've used it yet, the TU31 update. the new enchantment system with where you use the lapis. What I've actually started doing was enchanting books. I managed to get hold of some books, and I've started enchanting them. But yeah, look at that, protection 3, respiration 2. But basically, if you've used it, you now do a combination of experience and lapis, and you need to have high XP to be able to unlock the best enchantments. But it doesn't actually use all of your levels. So as long as you've got sort of level 30, I mean, at one point I had like level 33, level 34, something like that. And yeah, I could just go through all the best enchantments, and it cost me just like 3 levels per enchantment. So that's absolutely awesome. I love this new system. So yeah, what I've decided to do is start doing books instead, and then at some point what I'll do is I'll make some tools and what have you, and armour. I'm still in iron armour, as you've probably noticed. Yeah, at some point I'll get an anvil. Oh, there are monsters nearby. I guess they're on the other side. That's the trouble with this, because obviously the monsters just spawn on the roof, so they're all outside and down the walls. Inside isn't so bad, to be honest. Inside isn't bad at all. Okay, we're gonna have to. We can't sleep. I don't suppose we really need to be fair. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. So yeah, that's the enchantment table, the mine shaft I mentioned. Obviously, we've also got this thing down here, which you're probably wondering about. That's just a vine farm. I went over and found the nearest swamp, which is over in that direction. Nicked a few vines. I've put some logs out there, and I'm just growing vines. And the reason I'm growing vines is because we are going to start working on building a village in here. I want to build ourselves a hidden medieval village all inside this big hollow mountain. Now the first the reason I want vines is because we're going to use lots of mossy cobblestone, mossy bricks. We're also going to use cracked stone bricks, which you can now craft. If you didn't know that, you can craft cracked stone bricks. That's harder to say than it should be. Cracked stone bricks. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to be making a medieval village out of all of those materials, and that's why, yeah, basically I want to start growing the vines so that I can make the mossy cobblestone, because you can craft that as well now. Now, what I want to do before we do any of that is I need to get grass growing inside here. Now, if I could get silk touch, I guess I could just go and silk touch it. But what I thought we'd do is just a slightly different way of doing this. It's just to make a trail from the outside world in. Now, like I say, at the start of the episode, I showed you where there was some grass growing over in that direction. Now, I figure if we was to make ourselves a sort of staircase here of sorts, there we go. So we're close to the outside anyway. Let's put that one back. We're going to start making ourselves a staircase leading up to the outside world, and then we'll cover that staircase with dirt. I should have brought some dirt with me, but that's okay. We'll just make the staircase for now. I do want to be slightly careful because, as I mentioned, the other thing I mentioned, the reason I mentioned it was the sand. We've got gravel as well. I was going to say that there's sand, and I am a little bit worried about there being a bit of an avalanche from that. What if we put a torch, say, here? Okay, no, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Yeah, okay, we'll keep going for now. We're going to take this up to the surface level. What I'm slightly worried about is there's also water over there, so I do feel like maybe I should turn at some point. But there's dirt there. Maybe we're fairly close here. Hold on. I wonder how close we are to the surface. I should have brought a map. That would have given me an idea. Aha! Aha! Marvellous. Right, so we have grass. So all we need now is a bit of dirt to come down here, like this. And that will eventually, the grass will sort of, oh, hello. The good thing is it's only a one gap, so you can't get to me. So ha 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 ha. You enjoy dying. I'm going to nick your goodies. I really do need to do some of this stuff. You know, I don't have a bow still because I can make a bow obviously, but I really don't have that much in the way of string. Not string, in terms of arrows, because the only arrows I've got are the ones that I've got from the odd skeleton like that. There's another one hanging around out there now, isn't there? The odd skeleton that we've come across like that, and those are the ones that I've killed and nicked their arrows. But I haven't found any, or I haven't used any sort of zombie spawners or skelly spawners or anything like that yet. So I really do need to sort of get on with that kind of stuff so I can start building up some of our materials. Basically, what I'm saying is I have more clay than I will ever need in a million, squillion, billion years. But not a lot else. Not a lot else, really. I've got a few diamonds now. The diamonds have started to stack up a little bit, so that's okay. Because like I said, in between doing this, to take a break from all this digging, we'd go down to the mine shaft and do some digging. But obviously that digging is slightly different because, yeah, you come out with iron and gold. And where is that? Where is our precious chest? I think it's that one. No, it's not that one. It's this one here. There you go. So that's our collection. We've found a few emeralds, iron, and look, almost a full stack of diamonds. So that's not bad. Plus I've got a spare pickaxe as well, a bit of gold. And yeah, I have found some dungeons with spawners, but they're a bit too far away to make use of. I'm hoping that we can find ourselves some spawners a bit closer to home. Right, so now that we've done that, where does my dirt live? I can't remember where my dirt lives. This one. There we go. So I don't actually have that much dirt. I mean, that's it's quite a lot, but it's not masses. It's not masses. I mean, I've in previous worlds I've had like literally like double chests of the stuff. But at the moment it's just sort of a few stacks, which isn't bad. But hold on, I'm making an absolute mess here. Here we go. So what I want to do is basically start to recover this entire floor with dirt. Now I don't want it to be completely flat. At the moment it's completely flat because that was how we worked on it. Oh, there we go, saved by those vines. They came in handy, didn't they? And well, that's not what they're there for, but that was quite useful. Yeah, what I want to do is cover the entire floor with dirt, but I don't just want it to be completely level. We did it completely level. This is level 60, I believe. And just so you know, the highest point, I think, is level 92. So you're talking 32 levels of clay. Obviously, there's more at the bottom than there is at the top, but that is, well, I don't need to go on about it anymore. You can see for yourself how much digging we've done, but it's going to be worth it. I think this village is going to look awesome. I don't have an exact plan. I don't have an exact plan, but I'm thinking that basically somewhere in here we're going to have ourselves a little church, and that will be like the centerpiece, if you like. But when I say centerpiece, the focal point, it won't actually be at the center. I'm actually thinking that maybe it could sit back in there, in that sort of strange alcove bit. That's that bit I was mentioning outside where it sort of goes back on itself. But something there. Maybe we'll have some sort of pond as well, or a well, or oh yeah, we'll definitely have a well, but maybe a fountain, and then basically I just want little houses, little villagey houses, medieval style. And like I say, that's why I want to gather up as much of the vines, so that I can make mossy bricks and things like that. But I also want to get lots of dark oak and spruce, because I want to do it mostly out of those sort of materials, those sort of colour materials. So what I need to do is I basically need to recover the entire floor now with dirt. But like I say, I don't want it to be flat. I want it to look as natural as it possibly can. And the way I'm gonna do that is basically by having it's sort of where I've got, say, dirt here. I'm going to leave that dirt there. I'm not going to recover it, and it's going to become a sort of bit of a dip. So basically, we have this all built on different layers. So yeah, we don't want to go mad here. We don't want to have hills or we don't want to have mountains, but I do want little sort of hillocks, I guess you'd call them hillocks, where it's sort of little lumps and bumps in the ground, just to make it look natural. I'd also like a little stream. I think would be quite nice. Something that sort of flows through the entire village. And like I say, I don't have a specific layout in mind, but what I do want it to be is I want it to look sort of old worldy and rustic. I don't want straight lines. I don't want roads through the middle of this thing. The path I'm going to use, a sort of mixture of gravel, probably a bit of cobblestone and mossy cobblestone. I'm also going to use some of the new dirt. There's a new dirt you can make, isn't there? I can't think what it's called now, but it's the one that you mix with gravel, and then grass doesn't grow on it. So I'm going to use that for the path, which is a bit risky. Obviously, it's not risky, but it kind of it goes against what I'm trying to do at the moment, which is get the grass to grow down here. Which is it moving at all? Is there any sign? Here we go. Our first block has moved down, so it's going to be a pretty slow process. But as you can see, this terraforming, which I guess is what you'd call it, we're going to go through this terraforming process, and it's going to take a little while. And I won't be doing it all on video. In fact, I'm probably going to end the video pretty soon, actually. I think what we'll do is we'll end this episode, and then in the next episode we'll pick up where we've left off, and hopefully I'll have all the dirt laid out, and we can actually start working on the actual village itself and designing a village for ourselves. I think there I'm actually going to go down a little bit, so we'll have a few bits that are actually slightly lower, but also I want the granite. I really like these new blocks. I really do. So that might be my general rule. I think what I might do is I'll lay dirt. Yeah, that will keep it looking natural. Actually, if I lay dirt on anything that's stone or let's say gravel, because I don't really want gravel. If it's dirt, then I leave it, and if it's one of these new materials, then I dig the new material out, and replace it with dirt, because that way you'll get a sort of up and down, and I get some extra materials as well. Like I say, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with all this granite. I mean, I've got quite a lot of granite. Oh, some iron as well. Yeah, there we go. Can't have too much of that. There we go. There's even more there. Oh, excellent. I'm still desperate for materials. Like I say, I've gone for a phenomenal number of pickaxes and what have you, just in doing this. Oh, you can imagine. You can see the size of the place. I wish I'd kept count. I really do wish I'd kept count, but it was impossible. It was, once we got past probably about 60. No, that's not exaggerating. So you think about that, 60. So what it meant is we kept running out of iron. So in the end, we did do some diamond pickaxes, which is what you can see, and you probably saw the other one in my chest as well. We did some diamond pickaxes, and we did enchant them. But we haven't got that many diamonds. I suppose 50 odd is quite a lot, and I could have made armour as well, but there didn't seem much point. Like I say, I'm mostly avoiding beasties. I'm really not getting into any trouble with them. That's too deep, isn't it? I was going to say we'll go down to that layer. Maybe. I suppose if we had, say, this level here, that might not be so bad. I'm going to leave that granite for now. Just see how this looks. Like I said, I don't want to go too. If I've got any cobble or anything I can throw down there just to fill that up. I don't like leaving gaps under the ground, especially if they're only 1 block deep. Actually, I don't like leaving two blocks of gaps of 2, because obviously then stuff can spawn in there. So hold on. There we go. So if we go around like that. Well, that's not too bad actually. What it needs though is a bit of a transition. So maybe if we was to dig away just a couple of these like this, like that, and then if we grab our pickaxe and just dig away, say just these 2 like this, it might be too much. Bear in mind we're going to be building houses on these things, so I don't want to go crazy with it, because yeah, the houses are going to need sort of solid foundations, but the types of houses I'm going to be building, because they're going to be sort of old rickety medieval looking things, having sort of wonky ground, if you want to call it that, won't be too bad, I don't think. I think having wonky ground will look good, because we're going to have wonky houses as well, so it'll all go together nicely. Let's just see how this bit looks, and whether this is a thing we should do, whether we should go this deep, or whether we should. This is all I want to. Just want to take a look at this and see if I think this is going to be too deep. I guess it could be a pond if it does end up being too deep, but I just want to get some general rules, because like I say, there's a lot of work to do here, a lot of digging and a lot of block placing to be done now. Let's just have a quick look how that's shaping up. No, I quite like that actually. The only thing is maybe it's not big enough. Maybe I do need to extend it out slightly, the deeper bit. But I quite like that. If we have that going all the way around here, so that you've got, like I say, little hills and dips, and just to make the ground interesting. I know that sounds silly, but the buildings are going to be the interesting part. But if we can make the actual landscape interesting, and like I say, trying to make it look as natural as possible, that's the aim. That's the aim of the game here. Anyway, I said I was going to end the episode about 10 minutes ago, and I'm still talking. So I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. The zombie certainly seems to be enjoying it. Hello, Mr. Zombie! Yes, you heard me, didn't you? You heard me saying I've been trying to avoid you, so you thought you'd come and make your presence felt. Yes, fine. Welcome to the Hollow Mountain. That's the point. Here we go. That's where we're going to end the video. I'm going to ask you to put in the comments below, what do you think we should call this thing? Should we call it Hollow Point? Should we call it The Rock? Should we call it Hollow Mountain, or Echo Mountain, or Echo Rock, or I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what you think, and maybe by the time we get to episode 5, I will have settled on a name and we'll stick with it for the rest of the series. But for the time being, I think I'm just gonna thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you again in episode 5. Bye.